Hey everybody, so today I am here to do a really just exciting chit chat video. I have been holding off on making a chit chat video since my last one because I told you guys I was going to go to the doctor's. I also have a couple other updates. Actually, let me go grab my phone. Okay, so I have my phone now and I'm in my hallway, so I'm easily able to check on the kids, but I also have better lighting in here, so this might be a new chit chat video area, which is kind of cool. But let me pull this up real quick. I just want to make sure that I touch on everything. So like I said, the last chit chat video I told you guys I was going to be going to a doctor's appointment. I would let you know the results and everything. Well, since then I've went to the doctor's appointments. I did have lab work done and I just got the results back this morning. I've been on the phone with people who need to know, who I've told I would keep updated and everything. So I feel like I can finally come on here and I can talk to you guys because of this appointment. It's like put a lot of other things in motion. It's also taken a lot off my plate, and it's the reason why I haven't been uploading as often this past week. I was really starting to get into a good rhythm again of uploading more often, and ever since my visit I've just been too anxious to really sit down and focus on anything. And it's not just YouTube. I've totally ignored my schoolwork for like the past week and a half because I've been too anxious. I sit down to do stuff and it's so hard to concentrate on what I'm doing, and I just needed this all to be over. So now that it is, well, for the time being, and I'll explain here in a second, but now that it is, I'm so relieved that I can talk to you guys about it. And I actually went to the dermatologist for the very first time. I've never went before, and I had a skin check, and that was my very first one as well. So I'm here today to tell you that if you haven't ever had a skin check, or if you have but you haven't gone recently, to go get your annual skin check. Everyone needs to do it at least once every 12 months. I know a lot of primary care physicians check for moles. My husband said the same thing, but there is a difference between going to your primary care physician and a dermatologist. The dermatologist might be able to find something that somebody else might have missed. So I definitely recommend seeing a dermatologist, getting that yearly skin check. And quite frankly, I knew skin checks were a thing a couple years ago. Before that, I had no idea that that was even something that people did, but I heard about it on and off, and you guys might not know because I typically only show pretty much from here up in my videos normally. I am actually covered in freckles and moles. I have a ton. I have more than 10 on just one arm alone. Moles is what I'm talking about right now, and I have so many freckles I can't even begin to count them. So for me, it's very imperative that I go to the dermatologist and I make skin checks a regular thing. However, it's always made me super anxious to think about what could be if I went and I got bad news. No one likes the big C word. Nobody likes to hear any of that stuff. Especially now that I've had kids, I've told you guys before, it's made me a more of an anxious person. I'm scared of things that are going to take me away from them and them away from me, and just disrupt our family in general, whether it be Mark or I or the kids. Stuff like that makes me so anxious I can't put it into words. So I blew it off for the longest time. I would think about it and I would shove it somewhere deep inside my mind and I would try to forget about it. But it would always come up that I really felt like I wanted to go get my moles checked. Some of my moles are irregular looking, and I've known that for a little bit, but honestly it wasn't until like a year and a half ago I was noticing that not everybody looked like I did. Growing up, I've always had these moles and freckles on my arms. Some are new, some aren't. It's just really hard to keep track of what's new and what's not at this point because I do have several, and they're all over my body. They're on my arms, my chest, my stomach, my thighs, my butt, like everywhere. And over the past couple years, I've started getting more on like my calves and my feet, and they're just, you know, going to areas that weren't before. So I knew it was important to go do this, but I've always put it off. And I talked to Mark about it because I was noticing that a few different people were going to the dermatologist and it was really starting to weigh on me. And Mark said that I really just needed to go. So before I lost the nerve, I booked an appointment to go to the dermatologist to get a skin check. And I think a lot of people didn't understand my anxiety behind it because a lot of people just go to have like 1 or 2 moles checked, which is great. However, like I said, I have like 10 moles on one arm alone, so I really felt like the odds weren't in my favor. I was really expecting bad news, and I was just preparing myself for that. And as a mom and as a wife and as someone who, like, other people are dependent on me to live their lives, that makes me super nervous. So I finally went. I had my appointment literally a week ago, exactly from the day I'm filming this, and they removed, well, they didn't remove, they biopsied 4 moles, and one was kind of more elective. It was on my chest. I wasn't really sure if it was new or not, so she asked me if I would just be more comfortable, you know, biopsying it, and I was, so that's what we did. She just wanted to remove 3, and like I said, I wanted that one to be biopsied. So I just got the call back from the dermatologist. I'm sorry if I was like speed talking that entire time, but that's literally how my mind felt this past month and a half of knowing this appointment was coming. All the moles are benign. It's great news. That means they're non-cancerous. I don't even have precancerous cells or anything, which is just extraordinary news. It's an entire, I can't even put into words how much of a weight it is lifted off of me, but it was just great news. She did explain to me in the office, just overlooking, she said a lot of my moles are, and she used a more technical term, but it's like hereditary moles. They might look irregular based off like perfect, what are good looking moles, but I probably inherited a lot of them, which does make sense because my dad does have several moles as well. So she was saying that although my moles don't look to be like the perfect guidelines, they are very similar of themselves. So that just appointment in general made me feel a lot better about a lot of different stuff. So I wanted to come on here, and I try not to use my platform to push any kind of agenda or anything. I'm all about just supporting and, you know, giving you guys the best information, but skin checks are important, and making sure that you're ahead of the ball, that's important. And I felt like a lot of my anxiety came from anytime anybody I had heard went to a skin check, it was always bad news. And I wanted to come on here and I wanted to share my good news with you guys. Obviously, I can't sit here and tell you what your results are going or not going to be, but I do want to say that it's just an extremely good step forward to just go and get that appointment done, and things might not turn out the way that you think they're going to, and in a good favor. So I kind of wanted to share that story with you guys. Another reason why it was making me so anxious is that if something was very seriously wrong, it was going to put a hiccup in plans that I have not told you guys about because of this appointment. It was about a couple months ago, Mark and I were talking, and we've decided to start trying to conceive in January. There's a number of different reasons, but I'm just gonna leave it at we're trying to conceive in January, and I was really excited about that, and so is he. However, obviously, if something was very seriously wrong with me, that would obviously prolong that, or maybe indefinitely prolong it. You just never know. And that was really scary for me because we are dead set on having another baby, and that just, you know, that would be very disheartening to go through. So I was worried about that as well. I wanted to hold off on telling you guys the news of us trying to conceive earlier, just because, you know, I didn't want to come on here and say that and then my dermatologist visit reflects something different, and, you know, so I'm so excited. I'm so relieved because I don't have this weight on me. We can move ahead with the plans we've already made, and I'm just really, really excited. Something else that's going on with me personally, I've decided to wean. Some of you might have known that I had thrush. I've been over that for quite a while now, and it was just in my mind that I still wanted to wean. It just wasn't going away, and I decided to just do it. I felt like guilty in a sense, and I'll make a whole video on this because I feel like I could talk forever just about weaning, but I did feel guilty because my goal was so close, and I felt like I'm right there, I can touch it, I can feel it, I should just do it, I should just go ahead. But for my mental health, I literally had to wean because it just wasn't good for me anymore. And that's the only reason I have. I just didn't want to do it anymore. It wasn't good for my mental health, and that's why I've decided to wean. I'm still pumping as of right now. I'm still in the weaning process. I just hit a year and a half on Sunday, which was amazing. I'm very proud of myself for that. I am still feeling like those guilty feelings that I think no matter when you wean, you feel a little bit for some reason. I think guilt as a mom is just kind of normal, but yeah, that is everything that's going on with me. I'm sorry, I'm like probably talking a mile a minute. I am just so like over the moon because I did not think that those results were possible. I was so dead set on getting bad news. I thought our plans were going to be derailed. I was just really, really scared, and I was in a really bad place for a couple of weeks because I didn't know what it meant for my family, for me. It's just a scary situation. So Another thing that I need to mention is that both of my parents are adopted. I have no idea what my background for like medical history goes. I can only go off of my parents and my sister. And that's kind of scary too, with like walking into appointments where you just don't know your family history, you don't know your odds. And this, I think, was also the very first time I was in like a serious, like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, having some kind of testing done for a serious condition, and that's scary in and of itself. So there was just a lot of different things that contributed to my anxiety about it, but it was really high. I was losing sleep. I was getting sick. It was really, really bad, but I am feeling a lot better. This weight has been lifted, and I'm just excited for this stuff that's going to come. And I'm looking at my list of other things to tell you guys. It was also Sophie's birthday yesterday. Her birthday party was on Saturday. It was a blast. It was a blast. This little girl is the fiercest, funniest, sweetest, kindest little girl I know, and I am so proud to be her mom. We're so proud to be her parents. Okay, my camera died, so I had to take a little bit of a break, but like I was saying, she had a blast at her birthday party. You know, her family, her cousins were here, so that's just something she loves without a doubt, is being around those people. So that was a lot of fun. It was a great party, and I meant to show you guys more on my Insta stories of the decorations and stuff, but I actually cooked everybody dinner that night. Well, I cooked the main meal, and I just got carried away, so I didn't end up showing that much. But for her actual birthday, we went to like a play place type thing, which we've never been to before. It was really awesome. They had like this ball pit type thing. They had this little enclosed room that had a disco ball and these lights. They were playing like Kids Bops music, and the floor was padded with carpet, and she had a blast in there. And of course they just had like play structures and stuff. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. We plan to take back both girls before the winter comes, because it's a little bit of a drive, but I mean, it was her birthday, so we want to do something fun. It was just all around a great day. She's been loving her dress up. She got so many. I think I counted, she had like 7 or 8 from this birthday, and she has worn every single one. She's obsessed with them. So her birthday was amazing. Her birthday party went amazing. Just really, really great. And then as far as Remi goes, she's been doing all right. Like I said, on Sunday we hit the 1.5 year mark. So she is definitely starting the more toddler tantrum kind of stage. She's kind of throwing herself to the ground when just anything happens that she doesn't like for whatever reason. I mean, the other day I didn't let her close the gate on me, like physically, and she got upset about that. If you follow me on Instagram and you watch my Insta stories, you'll know that Remi is actually already off of binkies. Sorry, I had to take a tantrum break. But yeah, it just kind of started accidentally. My grandma was watching her one afternoon and forgot to give her her binky, and a couple weeks later I decided to go for it. Well, my grandma had forgotten to give it to her. She was teething, so I didn't feel real good about it. But a couple weeks later we just went for it, and it went really well. She didn't cry at all. There was one night she cried, but I don't think it was about the binky. She was just overtired. We did like Halloween activities all day. They were super tired out, and then they were up past their bedtime. So I don't even think with her binky she would have gone to bed. Remi's the worst if she's overtired. Like, sleep means everything to this girl. So if she doesn't get it on her scheduled time, it's bad news. But yeah, it's went really well. It was a totally different experience with Remi than it was Sophie. Sophie, we took it away from her, I think, around her 2nd birthday, and that was a lot harder than it was for Remi. Remi's just been good without it. There was one time that she saw it. There was one random one underneath her crib, and she saw it and she cried because I kind of took it out to the kitchen, and I think she just knew I was going to let her have it, but I calmed her down before I laid her down, and she was completely fine. So that's been really amazing, and I will say that having her off the binky has kind of given me an insight into what not having a baby is going to be like. And like, obviously Remi's still a baby, and she's definitely my baby. I mean, even Sophie's my baby still. But it's just like, I don't know how to word this. I was trying to tell Mark the other day, and I couldn't even really figure out how to word it. But they're both growing up so fast, and I feel like they're rapidly exiting this baby stage. And there's been a lot of other stuff, like we were going through our toys and kind of decluttering and everything and finding out what toys to donate, and I really started to notice that my girls are out of like the baby toy stage where they'll play with anything. They really like their specific things that are specific to their personalities, and those are the only toys that they play with. And with Remi not being on a binky, she doesn't take bottles, you know, she eats pretty much on the same schedule that her sister does. Like, She uses forks and spoons and just everything. It's just like she's growing up so fast. She's rapidly heading to be a toddler, and it just kind of gave me an insight, and it made me feel a little bit better. I've always worried about what it'd be like to like not have a baby, and I felt like it would make me really sad, and I think it will. It'll be like bittersweet, but it just kind of showed me that there's going to be a whole new adventure past having a tiny little baby who needs you for every single little thing. And I told Mark, I feel like when your kids stop needing you in one sense, they start needing you in a different sense, if that makes sense. I probably could have used a lot better words there, but you guys know what I'm saying. My babies are growing up, and they're growing up quick, and it's exciting and a little bittersweet, like I said. Other than that, I've just been thinking about YouTube stuff. I think I actually decided on the camera situation. I told you guys that when I get to 10,000 subscribers, Mark told me he would buy me a different camera, just kind of like as a reward for all my hard work and stuff. So I finally figured out what I want to do, and I am basically going to get a new iPhone, because I mean that would happen regardless, no matter what. In a year I'm up for a new phone, and I'm going to use that to vlog with, and they have lights that you can clip onto your iPhone, so if it's dark and I need light, so that's what I'm going to use. I am deciding to upgrade this camera. I'm going to get like an external mic, maybe like a ring light and stuff like that, and just upgrade this camera, and that way I have a backup camera in case anything happens to the new one, and I don't know, just kind of take me to the next level of where I want to be as far as my equipment goes. It was the one thing that I wish I had done different when picking out my stuff. I wish I would have gotten a camera with an external mic, just because I feel like it's nice, especially for my reviews where I'm like behind the camera or I'm not this close. So I'm excited about that, and I've also been toying with the idea about a schedule. I was actually watching Our Gathered Nest, I think that's the channel's name, and she had said that she wanted to start doing a schedule because YouTube isn't always the best about putting videos in your subscription feed. Like, even though you're subscribed to me, you might miss a video or two. If I give you guys a schedule and you know that I upload on XYZ days, then you guys know if you don't see an upload on those days that something's probably up, and you can come to my channel and you can see that, oh hey, YouTube just didn't decide to put it in my feed. And that's what she said, and that made a lot of sense to me. So I really do want to work hard. I'm kind of between two. I'm really trying to figure out. I do want to start taking Sundays off entirely from YouTube, just because that's now Mark's only day off. So I really do want to, you know, spend as much family time together as possible. But I will let you guys know in the next chit chat video of the ones that I decide between, and I'll have you guys vote on which one you would like more. I'll also put that on my Insta stories. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely do if you're interested in seeing more of our day-to-day life, because I did post quite a few Insta stories on her birthday party or her birthday actual day and showing you guys just our regular day life. So that was a lot of updates. There was a lot of things I was throwing in this video. I just can't begin to tell you how relieved, excited, and happy I am that, I don't know, like, we can just move along with these plans. Mark and I are so excited to have another baby. A couple of random things before I do go. I have been obsessed with Instant Pot videos. I want an Instant Pot so bad. So if you have one, you recommend one, let me know down below. Let me know what channels I need to watch for recipe ideas. Also, Juvie is coming out with a new stroller. Well, it's their cool stroller, but it's going to be a single to double stroller, but actually it's more like a single to triple, because it's a triple seater. Guys, I am so excited. It's what I've been looking for in a stroller, and it is cheaper than the City Select stroller we were looking at getting for this next baby, and I'm just, if you haven't checked it out, be sure to check out Juvie's Instagram. Their stories might still be up, I'm not sure. It was a live video. If not, there are some videos on YouTube floating around, but I'm really excited because it's supposed to be out soon. But that's everything that I have for this chit chat video. Like I said, I'm just so relieved to be talking to you guys about all this stuff, because I don't know, like, I just feel so much better and excited when I talk to you guys about things. But yeah, that is everything that I have for this chit chat video. I keep feeling like I want to say more, but I think I'm just going to repeat myself. I'm really excited to be sharing all this news with you guys. I'm just so thrilled. And thank you for watching this, if you've stuck to the entire end and listening to me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.